Hi guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to put tire chains on your Honda four-wheeler. This one here happens to be a 2008 Honda Rancher 420 4x4 FM, which means foot shift. The tire chains I got for the back here, I got these at Runnings, and they actually had to order in my tire size. You just go ahead and write down your tire size and have them order them in. I think they were $56 for both tire chains here. And what's neat about these is they have these square bars on them, and they just cut into the ice here. So yeah, it's just spikes sticking out, and yeah, these things get amazing traction. So the first step that I always do is I go ahead and take my floor jack and put it up underneath the rear hitch and jack the tires up as high as I can with the floor jack. I have the four-wheeler in neutral, and I go ahead and I let the air out of the tire until the tire is nice and soft to the touch there. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to be able to get these tire chains as tight as I can, and then I go ahead and air them back up. So like I said, let the air out of your tire. Go ahead and throw your tire chain over the top here, and there's two clips here. There's one here which you'll see it's on. It goes ahead and it actually comes from this side here, and then that's the end of it, and now you go ahead and hook it back into itself. And then on the inside of your tire you use a different hook that is on there, and that is right there, this gold one here. And there's a step-by-step process for this here. So when you throw them over, you go ahead and you hook this one here, the gold hook, first on the inside of your tire. You hook it into your very first link, and then on this side of the tire you're going to hook this one here into your very first link. And so you're not going to get it very tight, but it's a step process there. And after you have that hooked in, you go ahead and you tighten it back into itself and hook it in, and then that'll tighten up your chain. Then you go ahead and you unhook this one here from itself, and you just leave it hooked up to this end here so it's nice and loose. And then on this side here, you will go ahead and unhook it and hook it into link number 2. And then you'll come into this side and you'll hook this other one here into link number 2. And after you tighten that, you go ahead and loosen it. Go ahead and unhook this, hook this into link number 3. And then hook this one here into link number 3. And usually I can get them to link number 3, 4, or 5 from the end. And after I get them hooked in, I go ahead and I go ahead and I air up the tire to where it needs to be. And then those other 3 links or whatever on the end where it's just slopping around, I go ahead and stretch them across the tire, and I zip tie them there just so they don't get caught on any of the chains here, and then that'll make your chain go loose and you can lose your chain in the snow. But yeah, that's worked for me all these years, and I get my tire chains nice and tight. And yeah, I put this plow on in 2009 on this four-wheeler, and I didn't put the tire chains on right away, but it was just a few years later, and tire chains have really lasted on here. So up here in these North Dakota winters, I mean, we get 2 feet of snow sometimes. And also with these four-wheelers though, you can only push 4 inches of snow at a time. You just don't have the traction because it doesn't weigh enough. So you go ahead and you take this is a Moose snow plow blade. I got this at the Honda dealership, and this is a 50-inch one. And how you adjust it here is you got to have the blade lifted up, and you pull back on this lever here, and you'll see all the different slots. You can choose which one you want. So I always have it just slightly angled, so you'll see where the angle I got it there. And you have all of your snow over on this side, and that over the area over there is cleaned all off. And you'll just cut into the very edge of the snow, probably like 4 inches of it, and that snow will just start roll across the blade, and it'll just start building up. By the time that you get to the end of your yard or your driveway, you'll have your snowplow will be filled up with snow there. So all you're trying to do is windrow your snow from one end of your yard over to the other end, and just clean it up after yourself. So, and let's see here. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Yeah, like I said, this one here, I was too cheap to spend whatever the price of a winch was for it. So I just got the mechanical cammed handle for lifting up the blade. And I'll show you that. So yeah, it mounts on this side of your four-wheeler here. You just go to your Honda dealer and they'll get you set up. They'll ask you if you want it just a snowplow for a winch or if you want to pay extra money for this handle. And I spent like $150 for this handle set up. You just pull back on it back here. You hear it click, and now your blade is up in the air. Which this one here, I've cut it kind of low right now, so it's we're kind of in the higher dirt. So, but I just wanted to take it easy on my suspension. And how you adjust this on the snowplow here is you go ahead and you're gonna lift up on your blade, and you put two 2x4s underneath of there. And then I got just some sash cord rope from Runnings, and I just wrapped it through there. I had 50% of the rope over there, 50% of the rope there, and I went ahead and I just started wrapping it around there on this side. And then this other rope here, wrap it around on this side, and then go ahead and tie them together with a granny knot. Tie them together with a few granny knots. And that's how I've had the best luck of keeping them tight, because if you just wrap it around there and try and do knots, they just stretch so bad that you can't lift your four-wheeler blade up. But yeah, like I said, the only reason I'm doing this here is that I have it lower right now is just to take it easy on the suspension, because it's only October here. I just don't want to wear out these front shocks on this machine here when they don't need to be worn out. So, all right, have a good one, you guys.